In this video, we're going to show you how to replace the rear brake caliper on your Subaru Crosstrek. This one's located in the rear of the vehicle, behind the wheel. To remove the wheels, we're going to be using a 19mm socket. Make sure you put your lug nuts somewhere that you're not going to kick them around and lose them. Now remove the wheel. To keep the brake fluid in the system, we're going to depress the brake pedal with our foot and hold it with a pry bar against the driver's seat. Then you want to push the seat forward to secure the pry bar on the pedal. Make sure you put something underneath the vehicle to catch any fluid that comes out of the hose. Remove the bolt holding the brake hose to the caliper using a 12mm socket. Be careful not to lose your crush washers. We're going to remove the caliper slide pin bolt using a 14mm. And do the same on the top. And we can remove the caliper body. We'll remove the caliper bracket bolts using a 14mm. And remove your bracket. Remove the brake pads. Inspect the pad surface for any damage. We'll remove the caliper body from the bracket so we can get our pads in. Now we can move our shims from our old caliper body to our new one. Wipe off any old anti-seize on the back and apply new anti-seize. Depending on the condition of your shims, you may want to replace your shims, pad, or hardware. Line up the center tab in the middle of the bracket and then press down on the bottom. Wipe off any excess anti-seize on the outside of the shims. Remove your pins and apply silicone paste. Wipe off the grease that came on the pins. Apply fresh silicone paste to the pins. Make sure you get it all the way up to the end. Slide the pin into the caliper bracket, making sure to release the air from the boot. Now do the same thing on the other pin. We're going to install the bracket back onto the knuckle. Install the bolts through the knuckle into the bracket. Torque the caliper bracket bolts to 81 foot-pounds. Install your brake pads. Install the caliper body. Torque the caliper bolts to 20 foot-pounds. When installing the hose back in the caliper, make sure your banjo bolt has a copper crush washer on the top and bottom of the hose. It's possible one of the old crush washers will stick to the banjo fitting on the hose. You can use a pair of pliers or a flathead screwdriver to knock it off. Just be careful not to cause any damage to the inner bore of the banjo fitting. When tightening the banjo bolt, be cautious not to over-tighten. You'll feel the crush washers seat in, and when you feel that happen, stop tightening. That's snugged down. And I felt both crush washers seat. We're going to move the seat back and release the brake pedal. We'll remove the bleeder screw cap. Loosen the bleeder screw and wait until you see brake fluid with no air bubbles. Snug the bleeder screw back down, but not too tight. Wipe off any excess brake fluid. Reinstall your cap. You're going to want to check the brake fluid level in your master cylinder, pump up your brake pedal. If the brake pedal is soft, you're going to want to do a manual brake bleed. Now, reinstall the wheel. Line up the lug studs with the holes in the wheel. Support the bottom of the wheel to the hub. Fully install one lug nut. And that'll hold the wheel on for you to put the rest in. Snug the lug nuts down, but don't over tighten them because you're going to want to be able to torque them later. Now we're going to torque the lugs down to 89 foot-pounds. Make sure you're going in a star pattern to bring everything down evenly. We'll wipe down the master cylinder so that we don't get any debris inside the fluid. Remove the cap. Check your master cylinder cap for the type of brake fluid. This application uses DOT3. There's a small screen filter. Remove that as well. You're going to want to get something to remove the fluid. We'll be using this extractor, but a turkey baster works just as well. Now that you've extracted all your old brake fluid, we're going to fill it with new brake fluid up to the fill line. Make sure you put your screen filter back in the reservoir. Next, we'll perform a manual brake bleed procedure, starting with the right rear, moving on to the left rear, then to the right front, and finishing with the left front. Now we'll remove the bleeder screw cap. we're going to loosen the bleed screw, but before we do, we're going to want to attach a hose or a receptacle to catch the fluid. Have an assistant pump up the brake pedal and loosen the bleeder screw with a 10mm. Once they let you know that they're holding the brake pedal, loosen the bleeder screw. Have your assistant let you know when the pedal hits the floor and tighten the bleeder screw back up. Repeat this process until the fluid looks clear and has no bubbles in it. Alright, that looks good. Snug up your bleeder screw, clean everything down, and move on to the other side. Don't forget to replace your bleeder cap. After you've bled the rear calipers, top off your master cylinder. Just to the fill line. Then we'll move on to bleeding our other two calipers. Now we'll remove the bleeder screw cap. Set up your receptacle or brake hose to catch your brake fluid. Pump it up. Pump. And pump. All right, that looks pretty good. We'll remove our receptacle, being careful not to spill any brake fluid. Check that your bleeder screw is tight. We'll spray this area down with some brake clean and wipe it down with a rag. Replace your bleeder screw cap and do the same on the other side. When you've completed your manual brake bleed, top off the master cylinder to the fill line. Just to the fill line. And replace your cap. Make sure you install your wheels and torque them to 89 foot-pounds, and then you can pump up the brake pedal. If it's not firm, perform the procedure again.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.